Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the show. We have the one-ton hammer with us, but before I begin, I would like to direct you to the chat. The top of the chat, there is a poll: crinkle cut fries, potato wedges, curly fries, or other. Take a pick. And
I needed to ask: is that seasoned or plain?
Good question.
Checkers
I
slash
believe.
Rallies.
I believe it didn't matter. Just
No,
take
no,
a pick.
Well, because plain, very definitely, I'd go with actually shoestring.
Okay.
But seasoned, I'd go curly.
Oh my! All right. Wait a minute. Let me finish this real quick. Also, if you look at the top, there are two GoFundMe's. James Colley just got kicked out of his trailer again. You know, he had that still. It blew up. He got kicked out the trailer park. He needs a new house. So
Stop making meth, James. You're not Walter White. You are not the one who does.
James, stop making meth, okay?
Say
we
my
love you.
name.
and our friend Moonshock has ass cancer from being on the corner, and it's very aggressive, and he needs our help. So if you can donate anything, please look at that. And much to Tari's chagrin, I'm going to play the intro, and we're going to begin the show. So here we go.
Welcome to the Midnight Show with the Midnight Crew. Rotncorpse, Angela Arrega, James Colley, Terry Diamantis, and our host, T. Alexander. With special guest, the one-ton hammer. With that, ladies and gentlemen, let us begin.
Tier isn't late or gay. Well, maybe. I don't know.
You definitely can.
Why am I gay?
You are gay.
I'll tell you why you're gay. It's because you don't get around my mouth by eating square meals.
Oh my. Again, welcome to the show. It seems that in the league currently is Crinkle Cut. No, not Crinkle Cut. Yeah, Crinkle Cut. Wow.
I mean, if we're saying French fries, other than like homemade, I'm going with Checkers slash Rallies, depending on where you live in the country.
It's Checkers for me.
Yeah, it's Checkers for me as well.
Does the wedges does that include like steak fries?
Well,
That is, steak fries are wedges.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I know what to vote for then.
I always, for me, they're called Western fries, but I heard they're called wedges in other places and steak fries in other places. So I just put wedges.
Steak fries and wedges are two different things.
Well, we'll just include it in the category.
Yeah, might as well.
Steak
I
fries
have
are
the
like
creed.
the same length as a shoestring, but they're wider. Now, wedges, they're just cut. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to say, go ahead.
Who has the best French fries though?
Oof.
Well, Run already said Rallies.
No, France is the obvious answer.
Yeah. Good point.
Well, France didn't make fries. They were made by a guy whose last name happens to be French. Literally the word French.
Yes, French's fries is what they were called.
So what's
actually
style?
The best fries are made in Greece.
That is true.
Wow, James with the highbrow humor tonight.
I can know, right?
Oh, I put it up there. It's up there in the links, Kiever.
Do you consider tater tots fries?
Tater tots are not French fries.
Tater tots are a different thing altogether. Tater tots
Tater
are
tots are
mini
delicious.
hash browns.
Yeah, they're hash browns.
And since
It's all
we're,
good.
I'll say, since we're going with this one, we all know how many potatoes it takes to kill an Irishman.
None.
But
Man.
I kind of like the steak fries too. But as far as restaurants that serve fries, you got to go with McDonald's, home of the wood fry.
Oh. Home of the what?
Home of the wood fry. Those things are so damn stiff.
I have to say no to McDonald's, but that's because I worked at McDonald's for 4 months and ended up having to clean the hopper every day after work.
My heart goes out to you because that shit was a fucking annoying.
I
can believe that. I mean, if we're talking the McDonald's back in Japan, yeah, they have good French fries, but that's because Japan's McDonald's is just better than America's McDonald's.
Who had the best French fries? I will have to say, I'm gonna have to go with Checkers too, Rodney.
If we're talking fast food joints, it's definitely Checkers. If you're talking sit-down restaurants, I'm not 100% on that one.
Nando's probably had the greatest fries for a sit-down restaurant.
You're talking local, not worldwide. I've never
said we need a
Checkers.
chain placed here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Checkers in your area might also be called Rallies, James.
Yeah, don't have that either.
Yeah, we don't have Checkers or Rallies.
I was going to say we have Rallies. So.
They just might not have one in your area.
Do you have Sonic?
Yes, we
have
do.
Sonic.
Yeah, we have Sonics.
That's why I like Sonic tater tots.
Wait. I'm going to say this one. Fine. I think fucking Royal Farms had the best fries, best wedges.
I don't know what that is.
Neither do I.
If we're going to go from my youth in that, I'd have to go back to the old days of Hot and Now, but I'm pretty sure that franchise hasn't existed for 25 years.
Whoa, that's an old one. You might as well have said fucking Fuddruckers.
I'm going to agree with
Fuddruckers was amazing, and they did have the best.
Wait a minute. Terry's about to say something, Angela.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Terry.
I said, I'm going to agree with Kyivedam. Curly fries are the best because they're the only ones named after the Three Stooges.
That's wonderful.
And Arby's
Terry,
has wonderful curly fries.
For a national chain, I'm going to have to agree with everybody else and say McDonald's. I don't know how national this chain is, but when it comes to just the best tasting fries, by far it's Five Guys. No question.
Five Guys has amazing fries.
Yeah, because they're real fries from Idaho, and they cut them and they ship them, and the people fry them up, and that's it. There's no additional anything. It's just salt and potatoes, and that's all they are. There's no preservatives. There's no guar gum. Yeah, there's no guar gum. Whatever the fuck that is. What is guar gum?
It's all fucking filler.
It's an ice cream. What the hell is it?
They also actually sell their potatoes in their store.
Sorry,
Did you know that?
Oh man,
are you talking about Five Guys?
Yeah, they actually sell their potatoes or their French fries in their store.
Oh yeah, actually at the grocery store. But
no, in their restaurants they sell their potatoes. But the same ones that you can French fry all you want.
Bags of crates.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I know that you can buy their
white
peanuts.
bags are.
There's nothing special. They're just Idaho potatoes. Just same thing you can get at a grocery store. They're just potato. That's all they are.
About $6 more though, because you're buying them at Five Guys.
Yeah, they're more pricey. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna play this video of this wonderful, insane woman that sued Trump and somehow won, even though it was. It was.
It's not that Eugene Carroll chick, is it?
Yep.
Yes.
Great.
I just
Anyone
want
who
to
thinks rape is sexy.
Yeah.
yes. And I wanted to play it a while ago, but now that I got better internet, I'm gonna do it. Let's I'll bring it up here. Not that one. This one. Let's see. Hold on. Make it bigger.
That's what she said.
Boom, boom, tis.
I just
Can everybody see it?
Yep.
Mhm.
log
I'll take it
cabin
for it.
thing. Yeah.
I call it the mouse house because some very distinguished mice live here. Kahneman lives in the kitchen. Tversky lives in the bedroom. This is my shed. And on that side are the books that most influenced me growing up. On the door are the list of my dogs. Marky, Fortuna de la Spunky, Heidi, Tits, Bloody, and Hepburn. The streams and the rivers were dry. And it so horrified me that I came out and started painting the rocks blue to indicate that there was once a river here. And then after I got done painting the rocks, I just sort of walked over here and then did.
See, this woman is as nutty as squirrel shit. Like, why are you painting rocks?
Why are we watching Easy and Carol?
Because
Because
they're not going to paint themselves to you.
oh my bad. I want to make people suffer. Frothy didn't do the corner, and I don't think there was enough suffering in the world.
Hey. Gunsky did a Monkey Island 2 stream. That's making
That's
up for
plenty
the
of
corner.
suffering right there.
Yeah.
There's not enough suffering. So let it
You
continue.
know, all I can say is just make asylums great again.
Yes.
Did that
Well.
tree and then did that tree and then I did this tree. And then pretty soon I'd done this whole forest.
She shouldn't be doing things.
She shouldn't be at all.
Oh my God! What's the best piece of advice I've ever given? What a horrible question to ask an advice column. Oh my God! Hang on.
Play
Eat,
break, please.
drink, and be merry. That's it. That's my advice.
Well, I was waiting for her to say shit, so that at least was a wonderful disappointment.
Even her car is diseased.
I'm sorry. Okay, that will take the place of the list. It was only a minute or so. I think that was enough suffering for now. But that bitch is fucking crazy.
Oh, yeah.
She is.
Yeah, the best advice you can give.
But I mean, I knew she was nuts when she doesn't understand the difference between rape and a rape fantasy. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, best advice you can give. Claim that a billionaire raped you 20 freaking years ago with no reliable sources.
Again, all right. So if you had evidence, it's like this. Remember the Cosby chicks? Now, when Cosby was doing his thing, he was on top of the world. Now, I'm not saying that all of them were willing participants when he did the little drugging thing. Maybe some of them weren't involved or weren't too happy about that shit. But, he was in Ghost Dad 3. He got all these tours. You know, if I sleep with him, he going to put me on. I'm going to be in, his next big movie. It's like the Harvey Weinstein shit. You can't tell me some of them, at least some of them weren't willing participants.
Well,
Not all.
honestly, Harvey Weinstein told several women that he'd make them stars. Now, these same several women that he made stars turned around and claimed rape. Someone didn't follow through on their end. And I'm not saying it wasn't Harvey. He did what he said he's going to do.
Like, I definitely know Bill Cosby would have given him the drugs because that was just a thing that happened back in the fucking 80s. Like, it was pretty prevalent.
And again, I'm not saying that not all of them were willing participants. I'm pretty sure maybe one or two of them were like, no, I wasn't into that. It wasn't what I wanted. But even that being said, I don't think he was this monster.
Well,
And
I think that was the whole reason for the pudding pops, to get rid of the aftertaste.
Leave it to James. With that being said, let's move on to the first article. Angela, would you be so kind as to read? You know what? I'm not gonna make Angela read. I'm gonna make Angela read the last one, Lord of the Rings.
Oh, I knew you were gonna stick me with that one.
I love you.
All right, let's see what these idiots have to say.
For people that want to follow along in chat or whatnot and say stuff, I'm going to post the link in chat. Always archive your shit. Let me put it up on. Wait a minute before you begin. Let me put it on screen. Got it. There we go.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Reading Lord of the Rings in 1984 could lead to right-wing extremism, government report warns. Author Douglas Murray published a scathing review of the British government's counterterrorism prevent program, which has apparently reported that authors like George Orwell, J.R.R. Tolkien, and C.S. Lewis can radicalize readers. Wait
a minute. I'm pretty sure everyone in the chat knows what C.S. Lewis did, but if you don't, he did Chronicles of Narnia in that series.
He did the Chronicles of Narnia. He did the Screwtape Letters. He did several treatises on Christianity.
Yes, and
hold on, it just seems like no matter what this is, this has turned into like a similar thing that California has, to where anything you use can give you cancer. This is like, you read any media that's not approved, basically it's going to turn you into a right-wing extremist. Like,
yeah.
It's a shittier version of the Red Scare.
The right-wing scare.
Oh my god. This guy literally just doesn't want anybody to read anything that warned people about what is happening right now.
Well, obviously.
Go ahead, Angela.
In his column, Murray described how Britain's Prevent program was founded to support counterterrorism efforts, but has gradually swayed into a focus on only extremists from Islam and far-right ideological mindsets. He evidenced this claim by citing that Prevent was consulted by activist groups such as Hope Not Hate, which he argues believes that people who voted for Brexit and are against illegal immigrants are far right.
Hold on. I just don't understand how do you square the circle? How are you far right if you voted for Brexit? Like, maybe it's a British thing and I'll never understand it.
Oh no, it's actually pretty simple. If you do something they don't like, you're far right. It really doesn't get any deeper than that. Far right doesn't mean you have right-wing political beliefs. It means I don't like you and I'm on the left.
Right. Correct.
Pretty much.
Everybody's a Nazi to a leftist.
Yes. Even though the Nazis were leftists themselves, that is their mindset.
I actually had a friend who after sorry, Terry, I didn't mean to cut you off. After Trump was elected, called me a Nazi outright in front of people.
Well, I
a
mean,
co-
Jewish Nazis are the worst kind of Nazis.
they are. A coworker literally called me to my face. He called me a black white supremacist.
Yeah, that's common. There's a lot of black white supremacists.
It's actually kind of
Uh-huh.
mild, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, we were at work, and you can't really go off and call me what he wanted to call me, so he had to come up with a
Well, yeah, he's not going to call
Something
you.
to say.
yes. And I looked at him like, really? Square that circle. Make that fit for me.
Well, no, it's actually quite easy to square that circle because white supremacist just means that you believe the white race is superior to the black race. Well,
And
to
Tier
all
should
other
probably
races,
more like
really.
circle that square, considering the fact the circle will still go into a square hole.
No, but like,
But I'm surprised
to
they
be a
didn't go
white
for the tried and
supremacist-
true Uncle Tom.
To be a white supremacist, you just need to believe that the white race is better than the others. You can have that belief as a black person. You can be a black person who thinks my own race is kind of shit, but those white people, they're actually pretty awesome. You can have that belief as a black person. It's not a contradiction. It's possibly a foolish opinion to have, but I mean, it could happen. I mean,
Well, currently, speaking for myself, currently, I do think the black people or American black people are fucking insane.
yeah.
Like the victim complex, most of them, not all, most of them have the violent culture, all that shit. It is not fucking worth it. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like you actually are a black white supremacist. Then, if you think the black culture is not good,
it's Harry. I makes no bones about this. It isn't. We venerate thieves, George Floyd. We venerate thieves and fucking drug dealers and scumbags.
yeah, no, I mean, I agree. It's in terms of the culture of like the American black people, it is a pretty bad culture.
Well, I'm going to disagree a little bit. For every Shug Knight, there's a Thomas Sowell out there too. So
yeah, but I would say we're not talking about individual black people. I'm saying the overall culture of American black people is overwhelmingly what Tyr is describing. There are exceptions. You've got people like Thomas Sowell and Tyr and other black people like
Elder.
Yeah, but like the overall black population of America is what Tyr is describing.
Self-destructive.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Tier, I don't know why you're bringing up George Floyd, man. He's been like 1,500 days sober now.
Oh wow!
Wait a minute! I want a petition to make him the king of kings for blacks. He will be the G'st of all G's. Saint Floyd. But go ahead, Angela. I'm sorry, my bad. I don't.
Okay. He further noted that Prevent's Research Information and Communications Unit has previously listed historical texts as red flags. Essentially, if someone is reading 1984 or works by Lewis, Tolkien, Aldous Huxley, or Joseph Conrad, they should be suspected of being far-right extremists, terrorists. Murray's own book was on the list.
Oh, of course it was. I mean, they hate Douglas Murray.
Yeah.
He's charismatic. He's gay, so he's kind of got an edge in on the LGBT stuff. So they can't go after him as hard as they'd want to because he's got the right identity. I mean, no, they despise Douglas Murray.
Whoa. So what we're saying here is, if you have an 8th grade or freshman book report, you're suspected of being a right-wing terrorist.
If you had an 8th grade or freshman book report 20 years ago or more.
I don't
Yeah.
get it. I mean, so if someone wanted to read Tolkien's Ring
So,
series, The Hobbit and all that shit, leading up to the Fellowship of the Rings and all that, then
I mean,
they
it's
would be
just
considered right-wing terrorists.
Look, just because
According to
little
these-
Susie,
Extremists.
wait a minute. Just because little Susie likes the Lord of the Rings doesn't mean she's not a terrorist. She's plotting.
Right.
She's plotting.
Okay. I'm sorry. Someone's lost the plot here.
yeah, no, apparently I am a massive terrorist because
Angela, we already knew this.
I absolutely love Lewis and Tolkien. So
Angela,
No,
we already know this.
I'm going to disavow Angela right now. 'Cause I don't want that guilt by association on me.
Yes,
So,
Legolas was the secret
Angela-
white supremacist.
So now Angela is a right-wing extremist Jewish Nazi?
Nazi.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
she's a
get her
terrorist.
identities right.
Martha Fletcher.
James, you're dating a Nazi. That makes you a Nazi too.
Yeah, it does.
No, it makes me Nazi adjacent.
She's gonna have you goose stepping and spinning dreidels.
No, I'm pretty sure Nazism is an STD. So if you two have ever been intimate, that's it. You caught it.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
wow.
I'm glad that I haven't caught it yet.
You can't get inoculated for it. There's no cure. Once you do, you're a Nazi.
Well, after you have sex with a Nazi, I hear that they offer you a shower.
Oh wow.
well, I mean, you can definitely say this. He did not see that coming.
Oh wow.
James, don't get anything from her oven, okay? Just avoid the oven.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure for Angela, we also forgot there's most likely internalized misogyny in there too.
Oh yeah.
Well, see, that explains
Oh,
now that explains our favorite song, "Dust in the Wind."
Yeah. And, just a warning, James. If you buy her a present, probably not a lampshade. Just steer clear of that.
Oh wow.
And don't get her any gold. She has plenty.
She even has
Where
a
the hell is this gold that I supposedly have? I
Oh, no.
really could
I
use
know
it right
exactly.
now.
I know exactly where it is. It's around your neck. I saw South Park. Jews have a bag of gold around their neck, and not only that, they have a bag of fake gold that they can give to people when they harass them for the Jew gold. And Cartman was onto Kyle's tricks. He did not fall for the fake bag of gold.
See, I thought it was
I
like in
know.
the subterranean tunnels.
That's only New York Jews. California Jews have their Jew gold.
Yeah.
They're like two distinct groups of Jews. Get it right.
Well, maybe mine have tunnels then.
Oh my!
I mean, I'm just waiting for Teenage Mutant Jewish Turtles.
Heroes playing dreidels. Jewish power.
So, what are you saying? On Saturday, after the sun goes down, they don't fight any crime?
No, it's
that's
Friday after the sun
the
goes.
sun goes down until Saturday after the sun goes down.
Damn, California's. I see why California's fucked. They don't fight crime in there.
Only Friday after the sun goes down till Saturday after the sun goes down.
See, that's why we need to get Jewish Hammer over here. Not you Hammer, Jewish Hammer.
I mean, the Hebrew hammer?
Yeah, the Hebrew Hammer, my bad. He fights crime all the time.
You mean Judah Maccabee?
And I'll still say this here. You missed a great opportunity. So I was trying to go to when we said, like the Jews in a half shell instead of Jewish power, L'chaim.
L'chaim. All right.
Prevent was founded in 2019 and is reviewed annually. The purpose of the review is to consider Britain's strategy for protecting people vulnerable to being drawn into terrorism and to make recommendations based on the findings. In the review itself, written by William Shawcross, he notes that while the boundaries for extremist Islamist ideology are too narrow, boundaries are the idea of extreme right-wing ideology. Boundaries around the idea of extreme right-wing ideology are too broad. This apparently hinders Prevent from effectively dealing with risk posed by this mindset. But doesn't it also ignore a whole other ideological spectrum of terrorists, far left ideologies too?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
In fact,
It's okay. They just throw soup paintings and try to, take over cooking oil trucks.
Or block fucking
started
roads.
at the paintings.
Or they fucking glue themselves to goddamn roads. Which I'm actually for. Go ahead and glue yourself to the road. Make sure you're not wearing a glove. Use that really good high-grade epoxy.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, Shawcross barely makes mention of left-wing ideologies throughout the entire report. He doesn't mention communism. He doesn't mention China or Russia. While I can't imagine my friends back in the UK being recruited into a Chinese terrorist operation, I do fear for the nation's collapse into public assaults like those hosted by activist group Extinction Rebellion.
Oh, God, those fucks.
I do not think that Extinction Rebellion is a terrorist group, but I think they actively campaign. Pardon me?
I said they're retarded.
But I think they actively campaign for disruption in a very different way to individuals quietly reading the classics. I was even nearly dragged into that crazy crew of idiots who glued themselves to artwork, but thankfully I have never been one for group activities. Says Related, a host of cartoonish Bond villains are deciding your fate from the Swiss Alps. Fun. What concerns me more is the fact my government has clearly chosen good guys and bad guys and is ignoring those screaming that though they may temporarily shift away from public disruption as a primary tactic, they're not giving up until their unattainable goals are met. And even if their goals are met, they'll starve to death shortly thereafter.
I'm not saying how that's a problem. Let them die.
A report from The Guardian in 2016 said that Home Office's Research, Information, and Communications Unit was modeled after a propaganda unit founded in 1948. The Information Research Department. The department was shut down in 1977, but not before members hoodwinked journalists and academics and targeted unionists. As there is so much money flowing through the hands of elites under the guise of climate change activism and mitigation, surely focusing efforts on those who don't bow down to the obvious corruption is the best thing RICU can do to enrich themselves and their buddies in the British government. And that's the end of the article.
Like you said, 1984 was not a how-to manual; it was a safeguard. It was telling us to be careful of these signs. It is not. I don't want it to be prophecy.
Not too late.
Yeah, I know. It's not a how-to manual. Animal Farm was not a how-to manual. Pigs are not more equal. You know, one group shouldn't be in an equal system, in a truly equal society. Everyone.
Well,
Hmm?
Animal Farm was actually about equity.
Yes, and equity sucks.
And quite honestly, equity under the guise of equality, never a good look. And because quite honestly, it's the farmer's farm.
Okay.
Well, we all know that it's just Snowball's fault.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
Snowball sucks. Death to Snowball.
Death to Snowball.
But
No, death to an
anyway,
old Napoleon and death to Snowball.
Hmm.
Like it was that Animal Farm is the perfect example of how communist creeps in. It started with somebody with good intentions opening the door, and it ended with a monster being born. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Maybe Lennon wasn't a good guy, but I'm pretty sure he had best of intentions, not noble, if you will. And then you got someone like fucking Stalin.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna say it. I don't think good intentions matters. Like, if your good intentions get hundreds of millions of people killed, then you're still on the hook for that. I don't think you can say, "But I meant to do a good thing." But
I
you
mean, the
didn't.
road to hell is paved in good intentions.
Well, hold on. Well, the thing with Lenin, from a lot of what I've heard in that whole thing, like he might have believed in communism at the beginning of it and whatnot, but near the end of it, he knew it was just making him money, and he no longer believed in the ideology. Because if he truly believed in it, he wouldn't have lived the lifestyle he did, which was exponentially more, lucrative and or luxurious than others.
well,
I'll accept that Frosted. Lennon wasn't a good guy just because they were fucking monsters, but still.
let me ask you something that's a little more prevalent
Okay.
and along the same lines. Joe Biden.
Oh, Lord. Go ahead.
There, technically, there's an invasion at our southern border,
Mm-hmm.
according to Governor Abbott. Right?
Agreed.
Okay. So, does that mean that we can fire or impeach and remove Biden for not adhering to his oath of office?
We should.
Technically, yes, but we're not going to because the people that put him in office are the people that are running the country right now.
He is literally he is the puppet king.
And
No one can tell me with a straight face that he is in control of everything.
well, it's
He's
his name
in
on it.
control
So,
of anything.
and that in itself is a treasonous act, is it not?
What, that he's not in control of anything?
No, that
Aiding and abetting.
this the invasion at our southern border.
Treason is defined as giving aid or comfort to known enemies, people that intend to do us harm. That is what treason is defined as legally.
Well, technically, if they're bringing all that fentanyl over, they're trying to do us harm. So there again,
let me look.
why isn't Biden being brought up on treason?
Legal definition of treason.
Because people
because
know that he
Congress
doesn't
and
have the
Senate and all
mental
that don't
capacity
fucking
to.
care enough.
Yes.
People realize that he doesn't have the mental capacity to stand trial. And until they find out who's actually pulling the strings.
All right, so I just looked up Really quick on the interwebs. From the legal definition dictionary, treason is a betrayal of trust. In a legal sense, the term is commissioned to overact to overthrow one's own views, or consciously or intentionally aid an enemy of the nation. The crime of treason is addressed in Article 3, Section 3 of the United States Constitution, though it is defined today somewhat more broad to explore the. Oh, well, shit, fuck it. Yeah. Intentional aid in consciously to an enemy. Yeah, that would define treason. That would be a treasonous act. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe legal dictionary is wrong. So here, I'll put it in chat so people can read it, see what I was looking at.
Well, if it's got to be recognized as an enemy, yet Mexico's not considered an enemy.
But the cartels would technically be an enemy.
That's true.
And the fact that the ones that are coming over aren't just Mexican, they're from all different types of countries.
Including China, which technically they are a hostile power. Not necessarily an enemy, a hostile power. Shit, we found some Hamas agents in there, so that's clearly a enemy of the nation.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, so you there with us, Hammer? I'm sorry we dominating the conversation, my friend.
No, I'm absolutely here listening.
I think we should go to the Star Trek thing after this. That way Hammer can really get in on the subject.
Okay. So
he is still a sea monkey.
All right, so they had to be read, and this had to be read in a certain order. So I'm going to read the first one, EU, first to explain the situation, and I'll put it in chat for everybody, and I will bring it up so we can all see. Treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them, or in adhering to their enemies, giving them aid or comfort. No person shall be convicted of treason unless on the testimony of two witnesses to the same overt act or confession in open court. I'm not a sea monkey. I'm a regular monkey.
That'd make Mayorkas guilty because he's exclaimed several times on TV in front of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people, that the border is closed, and it's not.
Yeah.
And by allowing people in on the border, he's giving aid to the enemy because a lot of people coming in are enemies. So that's that.
Okay. First, all right. What's the trick? Oh, go ahead.
Neelix is a sea monkey.
He does look like a goddamn sea monkey.
All
right. EU chiefs target ban on gender phrases included iconic movie quotes. EU chief want to ban phrases like the classic Star Trek line "to boldly go where no man has gone before."
I agree that phrase should be banned, not because of the gendered language, but because of the split infinitive.
Yes, it is terrible. All right, bureaucrats say no man should be replaced by no one. But in the go ahead.
They've already done this. It's irrelevant.
But it's fucking stupid. The term man was not referring to a male. It was referring to mankind.
Correct.
Like,
but even so, Star Trek has already changed it, so it's silly.
It's fucking insane.
Yeah, they changed it to the next generation.
To boldly go where no one's gone before.
And in
the word man originally meant an adult human, like it was completely ungendered. You had Whiffman, which was eventually turned into a woman, and then you had wereman, W-E-R-E, man, like a werewolf, but a wereman, and that was the male one. But over time, women got to keep their special designation, and men were kind of just reduced to generic adult humans.
Again, this is bullshit. Where no one from mankind has gone before, which is what the show was about. We were exploring space.
But this is the EU, and they don't have freedom of speech over there, so
They do not.
That's true. All right. The phrase is made famous by Captain Kirk. William Shatner has a red cross next to it in a 61-page toolkit on gender-sensitive communication. The EU agency, the European Institute of Gender Equality, calls it an example of where no woman may be subject to invisibility or omission. How is that invisibility? World War I phrases.
Wait a minute. Wait, why is the EU allowed to use gendered language?
I know that woman.
Shouldn't it be where people may be subject to invisibility or omission?
Or where human. All right. World War I phrase, no man's land should be unclaimed territory. But the people fighting in World War I were men.
But even besides that, man, once again, does not refer to males. It refers to adult humans. No humans own the territory, hence no man's land. It's not saying that a woman owns it. It's saying nobody owns it. No member of mankind, if you will.
It even references there, like should be unclaimed territory. But the words already exist. The phrase is more well known than unclaimed territory.
Yeah, it's what George Carlin was talking about with shell shock, how they kept watering it down until now it's post-traumatic stress disorder, which is like not nearly as descriptive, doesn't sound nearly as severe.
And you have a bunch of retards claiming it because they got
so
nasty tweet sent to them.
It's so broad of a term that you can claim anything is trauma. Whereas if you hear shell shock, you know exactly what that is. You know exactly how severe it is. Like you hear shell shock, you immediately think of war. You don't think, oh my God, I had to read a dissenting opinion on Twitter. You think, holy fuck, this guy's been in war. And he even said, look, if we still called it shell shock, maybe veterans would be getting the help they need. Just the power of language has been watered down so much.
This is what the left does. The left controls language.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call it sex work now. Back in my days, we used to call it whores.
Prostitution.
Yeah, and it was very clear what that word meant. Everyone knows exactly what that word means. Sex work today can mean anything. Yeah. You know, you a person who engages in sex work could be a psychologist whose clients are only prostitutes. Well, he's engaging in sex work. See, it could be anything.
Yeah.
Or he's trying to help them with their nymphomania.
Yeah. No, but there's a big difference between a stripper and a prostitute. But they both fall under the umbrella of quote unquote sex work.
Right.
Because one is providing a sexual service, even if it's not sex itself. And so, yeah, they've just watered down terms, and now, you know.
Euphemisms.
Yeah. And then with inanimate object is seen as discriminatory to say the ship slipped her moorings. There's a specific reason why we refer to vehicles and things as female. It's just what it is. Like your car is a female. Like no matter what kind of car it is.
And weather events?
That isn't true.
It isn't.
No.
Ever see the movie Christine?
My family has I've never owned a car. But the minivan that my ex-husband had, that was a female. In fact, I called her Bertha. But the freaking like land yacht that my stepdad had at one point, that was Sherman, because that was definitely
a
a
tank.
dude. Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
But
You
the
guys
point
also-
is that in general, they're women. There might be an exception that's male, but generally they're all female. Same with weather
Well,
events. They're
well,
almost
hold on,
all
hold on.
hurricanes are female.
Hammer, I was going to say in this whole thing, you also have to remember, with like, look at our own Navy. We have ones that are named after specific battles or after people as well that are
Mhm.
men. They still refer to the ship as a she.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
It's like, that's why like I agree with Hammer. It's like, okay, your dad was the exception for that boat. It was the exception to the rule, but 9 times out of 10, or more like 99 times out of 100, the boat's going to be considered female, or the ship.
Guys name it after their favorite things. We like women.
Because technically every ship is a boat, but not every boat is a ship.
Yes.
Well, considering that they load them up with semen, I can understand how come the boat's considered a woman.
That makes perfect sense to me.
It does, doesn't it? All right.
It's Seaman.
Even the ship in what was the name of that? Serenity, originally the Firefly.
Mhm.
Even that ship, at the end of the thing, he says, "If you take care of her, she'll always bring you home."
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's not even named after a girl either. She's not even named after a guy. She's named after a state of being, Serenity.
No,
You
but
know,
just as a
and she's still a
convention.
female.
Just
She's
as a
actually
convention,
named after a
vehicles are
battle,
female.
but
Oh, the Battle of
Yeah.
Serenity, yeah. Serenity
Yeah.
Valley.
Yeah,
But
just as a general convention, vehicles are female. You might decide to pretend that your individual one is a male, but like obviously in a literal sense they don't have a gender at all. But convention is to refer to vehicles as female.
All right. Ex-Tory MP Ann Widdecombe fumed. It's ridiculous.
I'm
And
jumping
20
off for a moment because I'm switching over to my computer.
Okay.
So I
In
shall return.
2022,
see you in a sec.
a ban on the word fisherman was branded an attack on the English language. Brussels instead suggested EU staff use gender neutral terms like fisher person or fishers.
Jesus.
Oh, bite me.
They argued they urged people not to use phrases that exclude women such as Joe Public or a
Wait,
gentleman's
Joe-
agreement.
Joe can be a female name as well.
Yes, Joe can be a female name.
So what's the problem?
I don't know. And gentleman's agreement, a promise, a deal. Again, in 11,000 word European Parliament document on fishing uses the words fishers 84 times. Tory MP Nigel Mills said this is utter madness. It is an attack on the English language. English remains the official language of the EU despite Brexit.
Maybe he was referring to the women as fishers, like the plural of fish, and he's just going by smell alone.
Ah,
Oh,
Isn't it funny that English is the official language of the European Union and they're changing their language to be gender neutral? America does not have an official language, or we're not allowing any changes.
Yeah,
Isn't that funny how that's like backwards?
yeah.
yeah.
I think if you didn't have an official language, then changing wouldn't be such a big deal because there's nothing official anyway. But the one that is official, that's the one they're changing, and the one that's not official, hands off.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is.
And this
The opposite
affects
of what
Canada
you
too.
said.
Canada's on board with this EU shit too.
Of course they are.
Fuck Canada.
It's
Canada
just-
needs to nut up.
It's just not the Americans. We just don't like it. I mean, we to some extent we use it, but it's not going to ever take root like it is with these places.
Hmm.
We're never going to be used fishing persons. I can understand some leniency
Agreed.
towards the word. Well, there's some that I don't have any problems with changing the name, like postman to postal carrier. That's fine. I don't care. But when you do it just to change the name, and when in doing so change the meaning of the word, that's when it's a problem.
Again, I don't mind calling a postal worker or there's an official title and I can't remember it.
Mm.
They have an official title. I think
Courier.
There it is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't mind calling them a courier. I don't mind calling them that. If that's, again, because that's the official title of their job.
I just don't like inserting the word person as a placeholder. If they're a postal carrier, that's fine. If they're a mail person, I deliver the mail. I'm a mail person. That's
dumb.
I don't mind calling them postal carrier. If she's a female postal worker and she goes, I'm a mailman. Okay, you're a mailman. The term man is in this context isn't referring to the sex of the person. It is just saying I'm a person that is carrying mail.
Yeah.
Mailman.
Well, it's like I said, man originally just meant person. Like, it had no gendered component at all. It just meant adult human.
But that's for some odd reason too complicated.
Yeah, like the word. Yeah, remember Congresshuman, like Congressman. Like it is. I think we lost James.
Yep.
Well, we always lose James.
Wait to see if he'd be back before I ask Will to hop in for him. The next one is the William Shatner one, and I couldn't, for some odd reason, my copy of it, when I archived it, it does not like Blaze Media for some odd reason, like the layout of their web page. So bear with me. I think it's this one. Yeah. We lost somebody else.
Terry.
Oh no.
Oh.
They're dropping like flies. That bad today?
Microphones are too tough for people.
Yeah.
Apparently, Terry's new software is not going with him. As an AI.
I know it's just not compatible. He needs to update.
Mm-hmm.
All right. There he is. Hey, Terry.
Hey. So what happened was, I thought if I logged into the Minions account that I'd be able to just get my avatar back. But then it said it sent reject a thing to like the two-factor authentication.
Somebody turned on two-factor authentication. I don't know if Google did it or one of the people in the Minions group did it.
Then I thought, okay, I don't care anymore. I'll just be an egg. It's fine.
I think I have your avatar. I can send it to you.
Yeah.
I have a copy of your
That's the
avatar.
only reason I disappeared. Is I think he was bothering Kyivedam that I don't have my avatar. So let's see if I can find it for her.
All right. While you're hunting for your avatar.
No. I mean, I'm not going to bother now. It's just if I've got to talk to Reject and get her to authenticate my login, don't worry about it. I'll be an egg. It's fine.
I mean, you could always just use a different picture for now, like of whatever.
Nah. I don't care in the slightest. It's just that she seems to be bothered by it. So I thought if I can do it, I will. But it's very high priority.
The next easiest thing to do is you're on your computer, right?
Yeah.
Bring up Twitter and just save the avatar you have on there and use that.
Yeah, I guess there's a circle which is kind of, I don't know if it'll work properly. But...
Keep it spoken.
Yeah. Yeah, the Twitter avatar is a circle, so I don't know if it'll work.
Oh yeah, it'll still work.
Shape of StreamYard.
Because when you save it, it'll actually scroll out to a full square, and even when you use it on StreamYard, it's only going to show a circle of it anyways. Like because I'm using the virtual camera and whatnot is why I can show a whole picture when I'm not on my phone. There's a way to do it on my phone. I am just way too fucking lazy to figure that shit out.
It's like I said, I don't personally care. I just thought. If I can, I'll do it. But if it's going to be like any trouble at all, it's not.
Yeah.
Not important.
Okay. All right. William Shatner rips into European officials trying to ban classic Star Trek motto over gender exclusion, and this is fairly recent. So.
And I bet the phrase that they're trying to change is Luke, I am your father.
Luke.
Okay.
All right. Iconic Star Trek actor William Shatner responds to. Oh, wait a minute. Let me put this in chat. Hold on a second, everybody. Do.
Also,
All right.
remember to keep an eye out for James.
Okay. There it is.
We'll have to talk to Della about that one. I'm pretty sure he's got an eye he can pull out for that.
All right. Responding to reports that the European Union officials were looking to ban classic show motto to boldly go where no man's gone before to be more gender inclusive. The motto was part of the mission statement of the Enterprise ship in the science fiction series, but government officials says it is no longer politically correct and should be changed to no one instead of no man. Shatner posted screenshots of the articles documenting the policy suggested and criticized the officials. Presentism at work yet again. Why start at Trek? He wrote in a post in social media. Isn't there a better start to the beginning and redo foundation material such as the Magna Carta, religious writings, works of Shakespeare before worrying about a silly TV show opening that reflects social commentary of the time? He added, if people are offended by 6 seconds of dialogue recorded in 1966 without a modicum of understanding of the social issue at the time, there's bigger issues that they need to deal with first, like educating themselves, Shatner concluded. His missive had more than 10K likes of support. Shatner previously denounced presentism and offered a definition of the concept. I'm so tired of presentism and moronic people continuing to place today's value system on the path to judge, William Shatner posted in 2021. They cannot comprehend the fact they have the freedom to judge is because what brave people did in the past, he added. Education needs a wake-up call. Shatner made history in 2020 when he was included as a passenger on the Blue Origin space flight and became the oldest person to go in space at 90. That's it. That was a short one. Wow. I completely agree. It isn't. Like, you start changing language, you start changing documents, and now we have the Ministry of what the ministry called in 1984. I can't remember the official name.
Ministry of Wrong Thing.
It was. Were they in charge of altering documents?
Oh.
It was a specific ministry in 1984 that was literally in charge of editing documents.
The Ministry of Truth? Was that what it was called?
I think it was the Ministry of
so.
Truth. Yeah, this is the beginning. Again, 1984 was not a how-to manual. It was not a we need to do this for more control. No, it was a warning. Orwell was a fucking prophet. He literally started warning people about this shit.
Yeah, that's what it was called, Ministry of Truth.
Okay. There it is. Thank you. Again, we're being goose-stepped, we're being marched, we're being pushed, we're being walked into a fucking hellscape. And you have fucking people on the left that are clapping like fucking seals. Yeah, do this. More big. Govern me harder, daddy. And one day,
and this is also hitting like Fahrenheit 451.
Yeah, it gets even better because I tell people on the left, like, it's a double-edged sword, and you got to remember that blade cuts both ways. And one day, someone you don't agree with will start wielding that sword. And what are you going to do when it's used against you? Well, that'll never happen. Fuck if it doesn't. Like, if you give, I'll use Biden as the example because if you give Biden these emergency powers to do all kinds of fucked up and weird shit, well, what happens when one day someone that you don't agree with now has those same emergency powers? What are you gonna do then? You gave him, you opened the door. You opened the fucking door.
Also, if you give them powers to use in an emergency, they'll find an emergency to use those powers.
There will always be an emergency that they need to use those powers.
Yes.
I would just use that as an example, though. It was just easier to get that thought out.
If we're gonna go this way, we should at least go like Equilibrium and start the Grammaton Claris because I'd be down for those fucking Berettas that Mayo wielded in that one.
Yeah, but again, you'll start seeing more of this shit, and one day, oh well, it'll never happen to me. My party will always be in power.
But yeah, I mean, the simple question that I don't know why they never stopped to consider was these things you're advocating for. How would you want Donald Trump to be the one in charge of them?
That'll never happen.
No, but like if you like, this is when Donald Trump was in power. They were advocating for a lot of these things, and then he's just like, look, so you want Donald Trump to be in charge of speech? He's like, no, but that is literally what you're advocating for. If you want the government to.
Yeah, we kind of face this in the states, at least. We've already kind of faced this because they wanted to expand the Supreme Court because they didn't like the decisions they were being made being made. So they were going to expand it from 9 to 13, and they stopped because they realized if Donald Trump gets back in power, he'll make it 470.
Yeah,
there's no way to stop it, something that you put in place yourself.
Yeah.
I think literally every single American should be on the Supreme Court. Just why not?
It was wait a minute. It was something that it started off as impeachment. Impeachment, and this is the fucking fault of Republicans when they impeach or try to impeach
Clinton.
Exactly. And they opened the door for it.
Clinton broke the law, though. Just straight up broke the law. He lied under oath. That's breaking the law.
That's perjury.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that was completely valid. But the two times that they impeached Trump were not. He broke no law.
Yeah.
That was just spite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But they opened the door
especially when they had pens specifically made for those impeachments to sign them. It's like, are you fucking kidding me?
So y'all were going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
But the one of the impeachments was he wasn't president anymore when they impeached him. So how is that a fucking impeachment? What are you impeaching him for? He's no longer in power. You can't do anything to him.
Because they are what's known as retarded.
They are retarded.
Retarded. Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
I love Team
Wow.
Police.
I still love the story behind that they were actually going to make Matt Damon's puppet really smart and everything. Then they just saw how it looked, and the first thing I don't know whose mouth they said was just Matt Damon.
Oh man, that was stupid. Oh man, Alec Baldwin. Lord. Oof.
I think I'm in the minority. I didn't think Team America was that good. Maybe because I'm not American. Maybe it's kind of.
I actually haven't seen it because it looks like it's going to be dumb.
Oh, it's a super dumb movie.
It's fucking insane.
But it's like I love South Park, but even so, I didn't particularly think Team America was all that great.
I like the movie, but not for the reasons that everyone else likes the movie. I like the movie because it has marionettes in it.
Yeah,
when I was growing up, there was a couple of science fiction shows. I can't remember the name of it, but there were a couple of science fiction shows that included marionettes. And it takes me back to that that joy I had watching those shows. So it's not the movie itself or its premise or anything like that. It's just watching marionettes again. It's just kind of like, it feels so good to be a child again, you know?
No, see, I thought you were going to say when I was in high school, there's this chick named Mary Annette. God, she was hot.
Mary and her sister Annette were very hot. Very hot.
I'll look up the name of the program.
Was it Thunderbirds like Will put in there? Because that
maybe it is Thunderbirds. Yeah, I'm not looking at chat.
I'll say like there's parts of Team America World Police that I like, and it kind of brings you back to when I saw it in theaters and everything. It's a dumb fun movie, and anymore it's just a few specific parts. The rest of it I don't fucking care about. Like the part with the actual cats that they're supposed to be panthers was hysterical to me. And I like the last speech or like the two speeches, the last one, and to where it's supposed to be the Film Actors Guild, and you just keep hearing Alec Baldwin. That's the fag way.
Yeah.
Good job, fag.
Way to go, fag. You really changed the world, eh, fag? I mean, I still say like the South Park movie for Bigger, Longer, and Uncut is exponentially better than Team America World Police.
Oh yeah, by a mile. I love Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. That is like better than most of their episodes. That is just like their magnum.
The biggest way I look into it is I went into it expecting pure ridiculousness, and I got pure ridiculousness, and it made me laugh. And that's all I asked for. Is it a great movie? Hell fucking no. But it's Trey Stone and Matt Parker. Or Trey Parker and Matt Stone. How are the fuck their names are? I can never remember.
Will was correct. It is the Thunderbirds. That I remember seeing when I was a child.
I also do like the one part because they are the marionette puppets. There's someone doing the marionette puppet, and that marionette puppet has a marionette puppet it's wielding as well.
What was I about to say?
The music too. America, fuck yeah,
coming to save them up. Yeah. Well, I'm about to see you the link.
Kyivedam mentions that the original title was "All Hell Breaks Loose." And then she says, but apparently using a swear word is worse than a penis innuendo. But from what I've heard, they said, no, you can't use profanity meaning hell, which I don't know why they consider it a profanity, but whatever. And so every time they received feedback like that, they would just make it worse until they stopped getting that feedback. So apparently it wasn't them sort of approving of the penis innuendo more than the word hell. It was just they realized that if they complained about this one as well, they're just going to find a way to make it even worse.
And they can't
the fractured butthole was one.
And they can't say like there's too many things that have hell, like fucking Hellraiser, for Christ's sake. I mean, the only one I know of where they wanted to have somewhat of an innuendo in it is the second South Park video game, where the one dude was trying to figure out how to put butthole in there, and that's how he got fractured butthole.
Fractured but whole.
Yeah, fractured butthole.
Yeah. If you say it fast enough, it's a fractured butthole. But the correct terminology. Yep.
Didn't they do that with the what was the name of the
first
South Park movie, Bigger and Blacker or something like that?
No,
Bigger, Longer, Uncut.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not as good as the one of like I didn't realize it for years because I was being an idiot about it. Of one of Blink-182's album names of take off your pants and jacket.
Right.
Yeah. And I was like, when I got that, I was just like, son of a bitch! How did my fucking immature mind not get that one?
Well, that's what makes it clever is that it's safe to make that joke because the kids won't understand the dual meaning.
Well, it's also that whole thing of they used the proper wording for it, so it wasn't like Yeah,
JACKET, like the piece of clothing.
Mm-hmm.
But all the adults are all snickering.
Yeah, it's like in Animaniacs, where is fingerprints, meaning like the prints that your fingers leave. Dot is holding Prince, the musician. She goes, "No thanks," and throws him away.
Yeah. You said, "Go find Prince." I found Prince. Fingerprints.
Hello, nurse.
Yeah.
All right. I want to play another video before we do the asshole stories. Y'all This one I saw when I fucking P-Dog on his show. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is.
I got one we can do as a palate cleanser as well here in a little bit. I just got to finish something to do on my computer.
Okay, hold on.
No, it's going to be a bit.
Angel's wrestling with a microphone.
She's over there.
Oh, I'm
tackling
so
it.
sorry.
Who's winning, Angel? You or the mic?
The mic at
Yeah,
this
I was gonna
point.
say, it's like
You
the
guys
microphone
found
works.
out, so the mic is winning.
She's trying to cover
I
it.
like this. Can y'all see it?
Not yet. Now I can.
Yep.
Go full screen.
September 11th,
Can y'all hear it?
Yep.
I can.
2001, and January 6th, 2021.
Oh, I know.
Newsflash, nobody gives a fuck about it. We all admit that shit was pretty dumb, but that's about it. When we saw the news, we were shocked and we were kind of tense. Like, damn. Then we forgot about it by the 10th. Nobody's walking around stressing over Jan 6. It happened, and that was it. We haven't gave a damn since. It's all good when riots are kept in the hood, but now you're freaking out because this was in the neck of your woods. Now it's a big deal. Now it gets real. Now it's important to us. Not back then in 2020 when stores were boarded up. Not back then when goods were looted and folks were brutalized. Not then, but right now, because it happened to the suit and ties. That shit's way above my head. We were fucking shit up all year with demonstrations that left dozens dead. But people like Nancy didn't flinch. In fact, they loved it then. People will do what they do. Bitch, ain't that what you said? Yep. There's literally compilation videos of you and all your colleagues inciting this kind of crap. So it's very fascinating to watch you swallow your words. You put your own foot in your mouth and now you're forced to dial it back. It's fine when you encourage it in my town, in his town, in her town, when the whole fucking city's being burnt down. You smile as you give the green light for mobs to rob shit, but as soon as it comes close to you, then it's a problem. Got it.
I love that.
Nice.
He manipulated his voice.
Rap. He looks different.
No, that's not the Notorious J.I. No, MC Dreidel.
Yeah,
That
Dr.
video
Dreidel.
is manipulated. He put his voice over top of his own voice.
It's a nice effect. Yo, Cat Springer.
It's what Eminem used to do.
Before he went.
He doesn't do it anymore. But the first album, it was almost all of his songs put his own voice over top of his voice, so it sounded like two voices at once. And this guy just did it too.
It's a nice effect, and I like the way it sounds.
It reminds me of Eminem. He did the same thing.
And this one I'm gonna play. This one was an old one. Do y'all remember this incident? It's old, and I'll play it. It's short.
Oh, I got one as well. It's since we have the hip hop thing, and I wasn't even expecting you to go with that one.
Wait a minute, because I'll do the palate cleanser after this one because we'll need it. Trust me. This one? Yes, this one. Y'all see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's loading.
It's loading?
Yep. It's good. I can hear it too.
Anyway.
Thing.
On the Aryan side! Do me a favor. On the Aryan side! On the Aryan side!
On trans community.
On the Aryan side! No transgenders on our streets!
Jesus Christ, that fucking glow is glowing like a motherfucker.
All right, so I don't know about you, but this shit fucking glows.
Oh yeah, it glows like a motherfucker. And why'd they have to take the song from Metal Gear Rising?
I know, but this and mind you, this is when this one was. It was April 2023. I don't remember the incident per se, and this shit glows fucking so much. There is no fucking way this is an actual. No one's face is being shown. And then you got this one motherfucker. Yeah, this shit glows.
Yeah, that one is so neon. You couldn't lose that in a snowstorm at midnight under a new moon.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that one glows.
Wow.
So it's going to give you an X-ray.
I remember the tiki torch marchers, the white supremacist tiki torchers, and they had the female and the black guy, and they were all in khakis. They were white supremacists. Yes, okay, all right. The feds need to up their game.
I don't know how.
They don't.
I will, by the way.
Howdy.
Wait a minute. All right. Wait a minute. Frosted. Why are these Nazis wearing Mr. Rogers sweaters?
Because everybody loved Fred Rogers.
I mean, it looked like they were wearing something with a Wu-Tang fucking...
They did look like they were wearing Wu-Tang.
Like, it looked like they shouldn't have been standing there as being like saying there will be blood. Looks like they should have been standing there being like, Wu-Tang ain't nothing to fuck with.
Nah, they should go old dirty bastard, you know. Oh baby, we like it raw. Oh man. Okay, all right. I will play your video riding.
All right, let me know when you guys are ready.
It's up.
All right.
He hates black rappers, but he hints at it with the comments. Like, I'm just not a fan of artists who are spitting in Ebonics. He thinks Dr. Dre is overrated, but still listens to The Chronic. He's just skipping every song unless Eminem is on it. But hey, if you think he only listens to white rappers, then you really need to stop it. He's also a huge fan of 50% of Logic. Okay, none of that is true. I'm just kidding with that. I watched your promo videos, though, and I'll admit that they're trash. But in your promo for Melody, you admit to the fact that you don't like hip-hop and you've never listened to rap. What? I mean, it's a pretty popular genre, though. How much of a hater you gotta be? First time he heard the Carter 3, he turned it off. It's not for me. And honestly, it's cool. It don't gotta be for you. Does make this a strange hobby to pursue. That's my problem with this dude. He isn't even a rap fan. He bought a Tupac CD thinking it was the sequel to Pac-Man. He thought...
That was the whole thing. Just for that ending, he bought a Tupac album thinking it was a sequel to Pac-Man.
I mean, I play.
I would.
Oh boy.
All right. Okay. All right. I think I'm thinking good. All right. So let's get into some asshole stories.
Yes, you're the asshole. Don't even have to ask.
Damn, Jesus Christ, God.
Oh, wow.
I'm just skipping to the chase. Cutting to the chase.
I'm a terrible human being. I'm not an ass. Wait a minute. I think I am. All right.
Oh.
All right. I'm gonna put the first one in chat. And am I the asshole for dropping out of the bridal party?
Possibly.
Depends.
Could be.
Okay. I've been friends with Kay since about 8th grade, and
Wait, wasn't Kay one of the people in Men in Black?
Yes.
Yeah.
So was Jay.
So I've been friends with, was that Tommy Lee Jones?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I might want out of that wedding too.
Yeah.
All right. I'm currently 33 and she's 34. Kay is a little quirky and hasn't kept many friends over the years other than me. In 2018, she got engaged to a longtime boyfriend. Within a week, she asked me to be her maid of honor. I accepted. We would send each other INSOP photos.
Inspo. Where did you get INSOP from?
Sorry, we were talking about 1984 and inspo for who the fuck uses what the fuck? Inspiration. Photos, and I agreed to help her with her dream for her wedding. I was with her when she picked her dress. Long story short, thank you, Jesus.
Don't get too excited. Look how long it actually is.
Long story short, engagement number 1 didn't make it. A few vendors were booked, but they didn't get to the point of a bridal shower or anything like that. I stuck by her again and supported her the decision. Fast forward to February 2023. She's engaged. I met her fiance for the first time in July. I heard plenty about him prior. We just never met. The day I met the fiance, Kay told me they were adding another bridesmaid to the mix. M, God damn it, the whole fucking crew's here. M knows both Kay and her fiance for about a year, and M feels like a younger sibling to Kay. Cool, no problem. Add it to the list.
Okay, I don't need to hear anymore. This woman is the asshole because she can't get to the goddamn point.
Wow. Tarek coming off strong. In August, I was browsing. Oh, God, Jesus Christ, woman. For a bachelorette party, I texted my friend to verify the attendees, her cousins plus M, and then received, "Oh, I've been meaning to talk to you about that." She proceeded to tell me that she didn't want me to feel less valued, so she asked if M and I would share the position. The message sounded like she told me prior that M would be the maid of honor, but she hadn't. I scrolled through the text to see if I missed something, but I didn't. Then she told me that because I'm married and I have a toddler, she figured being the maid of honor would be too overwhelming, so she didn't ask me. I was upset. I told her I would prefer to be a guest. I was hurt that she never had the decency to tell me about the changes made. I never talked to him. I never even knew she existed prior to July. Suddenly, I was expected to share the title with someone she's known a year, and apparently I was last to know about the title swap.
So can she sum out what's your fucking point at any time now?
I think we're getting to it. I think the conclusion is here, somewhere in here. Am I wrong that I thought I was the maid of honor since I was definitely in round one? Shouldn't there have been a conversation to ask me if I thought I could handle it? Am I overreacting? I was literally ready to put a deposit on the bachelorette festivities. I have the pictures of the bridesmaids in their dresses on my phone with their measurements and their contact numbers. I have pictures of the bride in her outfit and her hair and makeup on my phone. Did I assume, or would you have done the same? I was hurt and still am. After our misunderstanding, we didn't speak. She reached out in October asking to meet up. I dodged her. She texted a Merry Christmas, and I replied with a similar civility. She said, "I miss you, and I'm so sorry." I couldn't respond. I still have it. Today, I received the invite to the bridal shower. Up to the point, I anticipated sending a gift, whether I was invited or not, as hope for a best wishes and closure. I did not expect to receive an invite. I don't want to attend at all. You are the asshole.
Yep.
The assumption is that because you were in round one, doesn't make it in round two.
Well, you're the asshole for not going through and being like, "Hey, explain this shit," and getting to the fucking bottom of it. Instead, you went around it all petty and retarded. So yes,
but yeah, because it sounds to me like the new friend just assumed that she would be.
No, it's an old friend.
No. See, this is because you don't know women.
Oh, my bad.
I'm sorry. It sounds to me like the new friend assumed that she was going to be the maid of honor because she was the one that was around. Because she was sitting here making all of these plans with her old friend.
Mm-hmm.
I think the whole situation can be summarized with a movie quote. What we have here is a failure to communicate.
Yep.
Yep.
But the bride couldn't was afraid that the new friend would disappear if she wasn't the maid of honor. So she basically
but also was very non-communicative with her long-term friend. I'm leaning
inclined
towards
to say the bride
everybody is. The bride definitely is.
The bride's an asshole.
This gal, I don't know if yes or just, hey, it's understandable but stupid that you just made assumptions on it.
I'm going to say something. The question asks, is she an asshole for dropping out the bridal party? She is not the asshole.
No.
She's not an asshole for dropping out of the bridal party.
There's 3 people involved here. There's M, which is the new girl. There's the bride, and then there's the person bereaved here, the person who got their ass reamed out.
Let's call them MK and J.
M is entitled, I'm the new girl here, and I'm going to do what I want because I want to do it, and I'm me. That's M. The bride is a coward. She let M run the fucking show and didn't step in for her friend. So she's the asshole. The person walking out of all this is doing the smart thing. Oh, you're going to insult me? Well, have a nice day. I got things to do. Perfectly reasonable.
So
that's what I was trying to say.
I know. I was right there with you the entire way. Yeah, everyone except for the OP is an asshole. Correct. One's entitled. I'm just going to take over because I'm me. That's the entitled person.
No, see, I disagree. I think the arsehole, the OP is an arsehole for the reasons I specified. She can't get to the goddamn point. She can't tell a story. She inflicted that bullshit on everyone. She's an arsehole.
That and the fact that she just couldn't fucking just say the shit to her fucking friend. And
yeah, I'll be honest. I stopped listening. I don't care. She's like, you can't tell a story. You can't get to the point. You're the arsehole. I don't need to engage.
If someone's going to screw you over, you don't owe them any time.
No.
I was going to say, are any of you fans of Letterkenny?
Who?
I'm aware.
I've never seen it.
I'm aware of it.
And in season 2, they have in season 2 they have it that's supposed like Stuart Staten, the sister of Wayne. To some at which point he gets pissed at her, does the silent treatment. When it finally gets to her, she's like, "Why didn't you just tell me that?" It's like, "Why don't we use this whole thing? You say the problem, we figure out what the fuck's going on with it, then we go back to our happy complacency." And he's like, "That does seem like it'd be that." And she's like, "Well, you gonna sum up what's your point?"
Yeah, you don't know people anything. The assumption that you have to make it right, that you have to correct their behavior. No, I ain't got time for that. I got other things I can be doing that are much more improving in my time.
That's why, I would say, the OP's an asshole for basically not going through and doing what they should have done and basically making any grievances known. That way they could have fucking gone from there.
I mean, again, OP, the question asked was, are you dropping out? No, you're not. Then OP is also an idiot for assuming, and I get the position. Like your first one, I would just made an honor, so I would assume that I would just be your second one.
Well, assumed would be, or you'd tell me if I'm not going to be. I mean, the bride should be communicating.
I mean, especially after her friend is doing all the prep work. She's doing all the maid of honor shit.
Yeah, did all the prep work before, is doing all the prep work, and it's like,
that's why. Go ahead, you first.
I should not be the last to know. If and I'd say, if the bride went through and first off, hey, we just got engaged, making some changes to the wedding party, but I really want you to be there and everything. Then if you get too butthurt over that, yeah, you are. But to be the last to know about all these changes when you did all this stuff round 1 and you're doing all this stuff round 2, yeah, no, dropping out, you're not doing anything wrong there.
Emma's really the worst part of this.
I'm going to defend, and we don't have any context. Like this could
Emma's
also
presumptive.
Okay,
and it's bad behavior.
No. This is what I'm going to say, Ham, really quick. Is that we're only getting what OP knows. So as far as OP knows, M hasn't done any of this. Now M could be a bitch. She could be, or it could be all her friend. I want to be closer to M. Maybe M is actually a relative of fiance. And I want to bring her in because she's my presumptive like sister-in-law or cousin-in-law or whatever type of in-law, and I want to bring her in closer to the family.
M decided that she was going to take over, unless somebody told her to take over. M, on her own, decided, well, you're a maid of honor. You're married. You don't have time for this. I will do this
because the bride has been turning around, and it is. Listed in the story that the bride
like we're going further than beyond what the question was asked, and the question that the OP was asking wasn't about everything else that was done. It's, were they an asshole for this thing they did?
No.
We're going beyond that.
No.
All right. Second story, and I'll post it in chat. This one is by comparison shorter, but again they did this weird ass formatting issue, where half of the story is in this, or like the context for the story is at the top in this slide. So bear with me. Am I the asshole? Am I the asshole for favoring one niece over her twin and admitting to it when confronted?
Yes.
Probably.
All right.
Wow.
I would
You're at
really
least
need
supposed to lie.
context.
All right, a bit of backstory. I, 39 female, am a twin. Growing up with my sister, who we'll call Tasha, grew up.
Tasha's easier to say.
Yeah, Tasha grew comfortably with being a twin. In a way, I do get it, but that didn't mean it didn't hurt. Tasha married Jason, 42 male, 20 years ago.
No, 42 meters, that says.
Oh, sorry, 42 meters, 20 years ago.
Ouch.
20 years ago, sorry. With the way she viewed being a twin, it caused me some worry when she fell pregnant with twin girls who are 16, Jasmine and Chloe. Neither liked the other in the slightest. Wow, very toxic. I don't know if it's natural dislike or something Tasha encouraged. Chloe is the older twin and heavily favored by my sister and Jason. Okay.
Okay, the OP is the arsehole for this formatting. This is retarded. I don't
Yes.
like that. He's the arsehole.
Agreed.
I don't like the formatting either. It bothered me a lot when Jasmine is so kind, intelligent, and decided to be a pediatric surgeon. Her interest in medicine started when she was very young, after I was babysitting her and Chloe, and she saw all the books and anatomical displays on my office. In my office. I'm a cardiologist.
Wait, so she had a red ass pussy?
Huh?
A cardiologist. Isn't that the one that did red ass pussy?
No, that's Cardi B.
That's Cardi B.
And I can clearly see a slight bias. The one girl is taken to medicine, which is part of. Oh, she wants to be a doctor, just like me. So I can see why she favors her. Just over a year ago, Tasha asked if I would be interested in adopting Jasmine, as she couldn't keep up with her trying to raise two kids. I said I would only agree if that was what Jasmine wanted. I didn't want to make such a change without her input. She was 14, not 2. Jasmine was overjoyed and eagerly agreed to the adoption. I did make sure to have her in therapy. Here is where I may have be the asshole. 4 months ago, a position in Sweden opened up. I talked it over with Jasmine, and she was super excited. It would also put her in a far better school. So after getting my work visa and filling out the paperwork. God damn, this formatting is fucking atrocious and it's hard to. There it is. Better. Filling out the paperwork, we prepared to move. Jasmine was chattering to all of her teachers and classmates about the move, and it did draw quite a lot of attention to her. Later, I had an angry Tasha, Jason, and Chloe on my doorstep. They demanded to know why I was moving their daughter. Well, hold on. No. She's her daughter.
Yeah, is she adopted or not?
I was
Let's
gonna
get
say
this straight.
Continue
She's
reading.
adopted. All right. Away from her family across the world and throwing so much money on her education, clothes, electronics, when I didn't do the same for Chloe. I got mad, and this is where I may have overstepped. I snapped and said they lost their right to claim Jasmine when they neglected her and threw her to the side just because Tasha couldn't handle the fact that she and Chloe had twin siblings. That Jasmine deserved her chance to make her life the way she wanted it, and that Tasha and Jason spoiled Chloe more than I ever did. So yes, I'm favoring Jasmine because she needs someone on her side. Tasha broke down in tears. Chloe doing the same while sobbing, crying out that I hate her because they left. As Jason called me a bitch for destroying his family. Wait a minute. I'll save my input for later. We didn't hear anything more from them as we packed and we moved 3 months ago. Jasmine thankfully wasn't home for the conversation, and I did tell her, as I don't believe in keeping secrets from like that when she has a right to know. She cried and thanked me for not giving up on her or forgetting her. I've gotten several calls from extended family berating me for moving and tearing Jasmine away from her family, calling me selfish and cold. I couldn't. No, you're not the asshole. Nope, you are not the asshole. Well,
no.
All right, so
nope. Say is, yeah. I've got to say is. I mean, is she adopted? She's adopted. She's adopted. That makes this isn't favoring one niece over another. You adopted her. She's your daughter.
It's favoring your daughter over your niece.
Yes.
I would blame you if you weren't favoring your daughter over your niece.
Agreed.
I'm with Frosted on this one. Are there any Am I the Asshole stories that aren't written by Charles Dickens?
Yeah. You got to pick other ones. Yeah. You got to pick people that actually know how to write.
Fine, I'll look for a few more. God, Jesus Christ.
No. Don't look for more. We look for better.
I'll look for better. I'm going to go to Everybody Sucks, but go ahead. And I don't think she's the asshole in this one.
She's not.
No, at this point, I'm saying everyone but OP and Jasmine are.
Yeah.
I get to use this banner again. Wait a minute, where is it?
Tasha and Jason are natural 20. Chloe knock a few points off because she's still a stupid, immature teenager. But
wow, it's rare we have 20s in here. Like shit.
I'll be honest. Jasmine gets a pass because she looked pretty cute in Aladdin.
Okay.
A whole new world.
Yeah.
Hammer, your thoughts?
It seems like the sister wants all the rights to Jasmine, but not the responsibilities of Jasmine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she gave her up. It's not her daughter anymore. So,
True.
Yeah.
she has the right.
And I think this is what I believe that they were going to try to finagle and do. Oh, well, if you're taking one sister, you have to take the other.
No, you don't. She only adopted.
No. I'm just saying with the
Parents
way
trying to get out from underneath the responsibility and lay all the cost on their sister.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what I feel like she was going to try to do. Oh wow!
Yeah,
if you take one girl to Sweden, you gotta take the other girl to Sweden.
Nope, not true.
And-
She only adopted one. She only has to take care
Since
of one.
I didn't see it earlier, Old Guy Gamer, Cardi B isn't a second string cardiologist. She's more of an anesthesiologist from her past.
Ah, but
Yeah,
Just,
she wanted her sister to be
bring
a
a bucket
permanent
and a mop.
babysitter.
Just bring a bucket and a mop if you're going to be hanging around Cardi B. Buy her own advice.
Watch your drink as well, because she might spike it.
That's true.
You know, what did you say, Ham, before?
She didn't want to adopt her daughter out. She wanted her sister to be her permanent babysitter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
But Jasmine is 14, and she pretty much can take care of herself. But I get what you're saying.
Basically, she couldn't handle the fact that her kids were fighting all the time, and
you chose the one she liked over the one she didn't.
Exactly.
Girls are actually 16 now. 14 was when the adoption was.
Yeah. So instead of trying to improve Jasmine's life, you know, she's gonna. Oh well, she wants to do this. This is something she also wants. She can go to a better school in Sweden. Well, you know, I don't want her to go. She's not your daughter.
Everyone should be more concerned about what Jasmine wants. That's what really.
Dear, I do need to ask you, please find people who know what adoption means. Because this is at least the second, if not more, story that you've brought us where somebody said, adopt my kid, and then said, oh, well, now we don't want them to be adopted by you anymore.
It's not my fault that they're idiots and they don't know what this adoption is. What's a good one?
Fucking public schools.
Yep.
I liked both articles because they had enough detail to make a good decision about. It may seem like a little long, but I'd rather have more detail to make a better decision.
Oh, it's one of those things
exactly.
that they can do the whole thing of not being too long, but still explain it properly.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of them that it seems like they think they're being paid by the word.
Yeah. It's some that we've read that were fucking insane. They were good, but they were fucking insane. Hammer, did we ever tell you about the bread guy?
Oh, God.
Sounds like you probably shouldn't.
All right. There's only in the scale I created, there is only been one ever 25.
Two.
Yeah,
if you're counting the bread guy. Yeah.
Yeah. It's only been two. Just two 25s. And that's the highest we've ever given anybody. And bread guy is that second person because grandfather was the first. Or was it grandfather then bread guy?
Bread guy came first.
Okay. So bread guy was he wanted to reduce his carbon footprint, so he was making his own, his own shit. And he decided to make himself some bread. And his wife asked him, can I have some bread? Can some of your bread? And he says, no, make your own. He made a whole loaf of fucking bread.
Okay.
His justification for it was, I'm trying to reduce my carbon footprint. It was her and her son, I guess their son. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to reduce my carbon footprint by creating my own food and own bread and stuff like that. You still go out and eat and still use making shit work with your EV and whatnot. You can make your own.
Okay.
Bread guy's fucking insane.
Yeah.
And to give these people 20s is almost bread guy worthy. Almost.
So this was his wife and kid?
Yeah.
Well, that's a direct violation of what it is to be a man. You're supposed to provide for your family.
And that's why he's 25.
It was ridiculous. I was just floored at what I was hearing when he read the story.
And the other one was the grandfather. So grandfather was old.
Yeah, I can turn this one down on that whole thing. Basically, what it was, you have an old man who has a son and obviously has a grandson. the grandson and the grandfather actually get along very well. Grandfather went to grandson's birthday party. Grandson was super excited, went to hug him or something, ended up hitting him and send grandfather to the hospital. Grandfather's wanting to sue son because of the hospital bills.
No, more than that, because son already covered the hospital.
Oh yeah,
bill.
that's right.
He wanted
pain and
pain and
anguish.
suffering.
Yeah. Okay,
Yes.
so a little I forgot to add to that. So yeah, to bare bones it.
Wow.
Yeah, basically his grandkid is miserable on his birthday because he accidentally tackled his grandpa when trying to give him a hug.
And grandpa being a dick.
Grandpa has to go to the hospital because he like broke his hip or some shit. And the dad pays all of the hospital bills, everything that was accrued by the injury. And then the grandpa wants to sue him for more. Because he can, basically.
Yeah, no. Accident's an accident. You never see your own family anyway.
Not unless it's something extremely egregious.
Not like they try to take your house away from you or something like that. Then you can sue them. But I mean, if you knock somebody over.
No, but like not only was it an accident, the father, like the grandfather's son, had already paid the hospital bills, and the grandfather was like, "I want more." He wasn't like suing to get the hospital bills paid; those were taken care of by the father. The grandfather's like, I've suffered, mental hardship or whatever nonsense. Pay me for that too. That's what he was suing for. It's like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, that was just greed, and I don't know why. Like, you can't justify that one.
I think the only other one that I've seen that would be close to a 25 was that one I saw on Twitter that I had to.
Oh yeah, thank you for reminding me of that one, Rodden. Let me grab that one. That'll be the last one we do, and I will have to find someone to put.
I'm not even going to read that one, and that whole thing I will break it down plain and simple for everyone. This woman brings up the fact that her father died. In the will, he left because she has 5 children. 1 boy, 4 girls. He left each of the girls $4,000. He left a 1970s Bel Air, whatever year it was, car to his grandson.
Yeah, I heard about this.
The mother went through and looked and found out that the car is worth plausibly up to $70,000. She thinks it's unfair that the son got something that expensive. Wants to force him to sell it and then split whatever's made evenly between him and the daughters. Is she the asshole?
Yes.
At the time, it hadn't been sold, but when I went through some of the comments, I actually read one that perfectly summed it up. It's like, yes, she is the asshole. By him being given that car, he was not given anything of actual money. He was actually given debt because he wants to keep the car, because he has to maintain it. He has to pay all the taxes on it, registration, insurance. Like, he has to pay those things, so he's going into a net deficit compared to what the other girls are. But in that whole thing, yes, you're the asshole because, an inheritance is not fucking based upon you as a mother, what you feel is fair. It's based upon the will and what they dictate in it. And that's also showing you don't even respect your fucking father.
Yeah, I don't think in court she would win anyway.
She wouldn't.
The will is the will. You can't go against it.
The only reason why she was trying to do that is because at the time of the posting, the son is 17 years old.
She still can't force him to do anything.
Yeah.
Well, she's not going to be able to force him to do it in court, but she's probably going to lay on bucket loads of pressure.
He's already said that,
home.
and he's already been pissed. And Kyivedam, it's the grandfather left the car to his grandson because he got along with the grandson. It didn't say anything about him hating the granddaughters. He just got along with him better, and he left him that.
He left his grandson a combination. He left him that debt, that obligation, financially speaking, which, you can get rid of a lot of that if you just park it. but he gave his grandson a direct tie to him as well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, the girl
if
just
they
got
have any
cash.
kind of relationship with the grandfather, the kid's going to be like, yeah, I want to keep this car. I want to keep. I mean, he's going to take better care of that than most teens are with their first cars. Like parents give them a car or whatnot, and it's wrecked a month, 2 months later, or a couple years later, or blows an engine because they don't change the oil. Or
did they mention the make model?
She said she believed it was a
Chevy
Bel Air.
Bel Air.
Yeah.
A Chevy Bel Air?
Which I'm like, that is my dream car, is a 57 Chevy Bel Air. If anything, I am jealous of this kid, and if he sells it, he's
Well,
an idiot.
here, Kiever, and the thing, I wouldn't say the grandfather's an asshole. I mean, you can kind of say that, but it got brought up that he got along with all of them. He just got along with that grandson the best compared to everyone else.
I'm pretty sure he left the girls something.
Yes, he left the girls $4,000 cash each.
That's a pretty car.
And instead,
it is.
he just got the
Can you
whole
pull it
thing
up,
back.
Hammer, if you see it? If you got a picture of it?
Yeah. Boop, 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 boop. Share. Present. Share screen. Tire screen. Boop.
Oh, Kiever put one in the chat as well.
I shared mine.
Thank you, Steve. That is a nice looking car.
That's a pretty
yeah.
car. I wouldn't mind having something like that myself.
But what got me about it was the whole fact, because apparently the sisters were pissed as well. And this is something that I've noticed with not all women, obviously, but it seems to be predominantly with women. They see something like that of what it's worth and think that that the person was given $70K.
They don't see the
It's like-
emotional value.
It's not. It's not the same thing.
It's kind of worth more than $70K because it's a personal representation of the grandfather. It means more than just $70K cash.
It's
It-
priceless. I mean,
yeah, it means
Could be.
more, but he only was given $70K if he sells it. Instead, he was given a financial obligation, but that direct tie to his grandfather, that emotional connection, and as Frosted pointed out, a lot of dating opportunities.
It's also it's also potentially gonna put his ass into some other spots that he's not looking forward to.
Yeah.
Targeted more potentially theft because of all that. So like there's a
Maintenance costs going to be through the roof because it's an older car.
Get to an accident, then it's gonna be worth almost nothing.
So using myself as the perfect example, when my mom died, she had a bracelet. I wore this bracelet, and me and my aunt started fighting over it. I gave this to your mother, and it's mine. Like, no, it's mine. It's my mother's. I want to wear it. It was hers. She wore it religiously. You know, it didn't mean the same as it meant to my aunt. At least to me, I guess. It was just my mom's bracelet and one she wore constantly, and I wanted to wear it. So the value of it was significantly more than the material cost, at least to me. You know, it may have cost my aunt like what, $200 for it. It was priceless. My mom's bracelet. So I can see what the grandson is thinking because it's my grandfather's car. It may be worth $70,000, but to me, there's no value to it. It's priceless. Nobody could give me a dollar amount and make me part with that car. They would have to offer me the world to make me part with that car because it was my grandfather's car. You know, and I agree. The mom's the asshole, and if the sisters are in on it, they're assholes too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're a greedy gold digging horse. Like, you can't. Money isn't the end of the world. It's not the beginning either. It makes shit better, but it doesn't make everything great.
I still think the funniest thing for me is like I don't have it in my possession. My parents are still holding on to it. I actually have my On my dad's side, it's inherited to me the wedding ring of my grandmother. And what's really funny is the fact that my aunt tried to take my dad to court for it, and through everything, basically, she tried fucking people over because she stole my uncle's copy of the will and a friend's copy of the will, but she didn't know where my dad's copy was. And it got actually brought up in the will of everything that was done. Those wedding bands were not to go to the aunt because it was known that she would most likely pawn them.
Wow.
Oh, and for how much money she took my grandparents for, they're like, don't get me wrong, I didn't have the best relationship with those people because of them and their problems with my father for some odd reason, since he was the black sheep of that side of the family. We got along exponentially better when I was 16 and started working at Sam's Club with them. And that's when things got exponentially better. But when I actually went to Florida with them, is when they realized, our grandson isn't a dickhead, and we fucked up. I mean, granted, I could be a dickhead still.
I wonder in this example with the car, I wonder if we swapped sexes around and there was 4 boys and a girl, and she got the car and the boys got $4,000 each. I wonder if this lady would stick up as vehemently as she is for the 4 girls, or if there's a little bit of
I don't think so.
Probably
or if
not.
There's a little bit of misandry here.
So that's why my wonder would have been, okay, so what if it was the boy? It's like not even that, keep it all the same, but instead one of the girls got the car and the boy got $4,000 instead. Would it still be considered the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunately an unknowable answer in that whole thing, but it does typically fall into that, and that's why I said it bothers me, because you'll have things like that. Because you'll see people will do that whole thing like, well, you have this and it's worth X. That's not fair because I didn't get something worth that amount.
It's greed.
This thing,
it's greed.
It is greed. But that's all they're looking at is the monetary value of it, not the meaning behind it. Like, I still have to go through and
it's a car, and there's a certain thing with guys and cars, you know.
Well, it's not. So yeah, because like I still have to fix up the 1969 AMC Rambler that I have.
Oh, nice.
I am fourth.
Can I get a picture of that?
I say 4th generation in a way, because it's from my mom's side of the family. Her grandmother bought it brand new off the showroom floor, which she sold it to my uncle, and because of some hard times, he sold it to my mom. Well, it basically, due to a trade and whatnot, it's now mine because I've wanted it for a long time. And while my uncle was almost pissed a bit at first, he was like, "Well, it's in good hands with him." Like my other uncle, her brother-in-law, tried to buy it, but my mom's like, "No, you're not going to take my grandmother's car and tub it out like you did to your Chevy Nova." Because that's what you want to do. Throw a fucking V8 in it, wrench up the fucking back, tub out the fucking back, the back of it, so you can put big ass tires on it to make it a drag car.
This reminds me of the plot of, well, not the plot, but the end of the Gran
Teach women to
Torino.
fix their own cars. That's cool.
I mean, just bare general maintenance should be known by everyone.
Oh,
well,
did
I
y'all see
can't
that
like
picture?
completely fix a car, but I can change my own spark plugs, change my oils, stuff like that.
Because I don't drive, I don't know how to do any of that.
Yeah, I was going to say taking care.
Well,
of the
I don't
car-
drive either, but I used to spend time in my stepdad's auto
taking
shop.
care of the car is the cab driver's job, not mine.
You have to learn those things. I used to race my car, so you have to learn all those things. You can't get away with it.
Wow, they had cars back in the 1800s?
Yeah, believe it or not, they even had wheels back then.
Wow.
It was really big amongst the crowd, the wheel. They gathered around for miles to come see it.
So
It's
how
like-
was Try It, Hammer? Like,
What's that?
did you race in the Coliseum? I mean,
No, I mean, share my screen.
Wow, that is a beautiful looking car.
Oh,
Nice.
that's gorgeous.
That's the only picture I have of a car. That is not my actual car. It is the same color, same model. Everything's exactly the same, but all the pictures I have of my car have, for some reason, the license plate in the picturs. So I can't show you my car without showing you my license plate. But this is the same car.
You could do a quick even MS Paint edit to where you just erase the license plate. I get out eventually.
I don't know if you can.
But
make
those
out
are
the
nice
plate.
cars.
No, I can't.
That's actually my. That's actually my car. You can't make out the plate though.
Yeah.
But
See,
you
my
can
dad
the same car.
Yeah, my dad had his
That
dream
is
vet for a while. It
beautiful.
was God, I can't remember the year, but the old split window coupe. That was his big thing.
That's not bad.
That
See,
is seriously.
other
awesome
than the
car.
Rambo that I bought, that I got from my mom, which I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna keep the 6-cylinder that was in it. I'm gonna keep the 3-speed on the tree. I'm even gonna have the pearl gold paint refinished.
Ooh.
Guys in their cars.
I don't know.
Why
what
didn't you call them women?
The only thing I plan on to have to be an update on that car is potentially suspension, maybe brakes, and that whole thing. And I'm gonna get a aftermarket radio that looks like an old school radio, but I can still have Bluetooth. And I'll probably change out the speakers. So it'll have. I'm not gonna add any like subwoofer or any of that shit to it because I don't really care about half of that. But I'm so looking forward to when I get that thing up and running. That's why I wish I could win the lotto, because then I could just have it completely done, and I'd be my summer car.
You know, I'd give that Corvette over for a Bel Air, to be honest with you.
I told you, 57 Chevy Bel Air with like all of the white spots in that picture would be seafoam green, and the body itself would be teal. Oh god!
So I would go
That
with a
is my
different
dream
color
car.
scheme, and that whole thing. Like I would probably go with a lot of the parts that would be white would be black, and then any parts that would be like the other colors would be a dark gray. That or plausibly because of the grips that I put on my Beretta, a deep dark purple.
You want your car to match your guns.
I haven't
Great.
appreciated.
No, I actually
a theme thing.
No, it's not just that. It's the fact that with black actually, or it's like dark purple goes really well with black. So it's like something like that. It's not necessarily bad. I'm not going to go with like a hot pink. I don't hate hot pink. It's just I'm not going to put it on a fucking car.
There are certain colors.
I would do that to a holster and whatnot because then it's easily identifiable to which gun it's going to be. Like the reason why with the purple on that is because the holsters I plan on buying for are going to have purple on them, so it's easy to distinguish to that gun.
Well, my favorite color is green, so naturally my paint scheme would be.
Oh, same. If I were going to go with green, green
green.
it had to be a dark forest green.
Lord, green, navy blue.
Tier, why you got to be so green?
Navy
with
blue's
envy?
nice. Navy blue's nice.
I'm actually a big fan of blue. Like I like navy. I like royal. I like turquoise. It's actually a blue color. It's a greenish blue.
Turquoise is blue, yes.
You know,
So I just like for most of the colors them to be darker, but I'm pretty sure Terry's starting to just fade out and everything because it's already 2 hours
I
in.
sort of. I'm off in the fairies. I'm just doing my own thing. I'm just letting you guys talk it out.
Call it, wait a minute. Rotncorpse. It's called Purple Rain of Bullets. All right, Rodden, you know what to do.
Food police are here. They're getting mad at me.
All right. I know.
Run
Yeah.
now.
Rodden, tonight is a Talking Into the Void?
Yes.
Sweet. So I can assume that Mitch Nemo will also be joining us?
Probably. He likes to jump in.
Oh, yeah, no problems. Rodden has his movie reviews and his Talking Into the Void series and also his ponderings on his channel.
Yeah, I've been getting some stuff to make one of that. I meant to make it about a week ago. I'm trying to do the whole one video every 2 weeks. As long as I can get one a month, I should be happy. But I'm pissed at myself for not getting that one out.
See you, Keith.
Have a good one, Keith.
Hi, Keith.
What else? Angela, are you going to be on Quippers tonight?
Yes, I am.
Sweet. So James, Terry, and Angela will be on Quippers. Angela, when are you going to get the comic book curation stuff started?
Let's just leave that up in the air.
Okay. I'm just asking. Just asking. Terry.
Yes.
Look.
Yes, let's have a fancy dinner party.
All right. Look, I talked to Dr. Dreidel.
Yeah.
I think we can get you on his Hanukkah album. All right. I'm not even going to try to get you on Daily Wire. I think you can get on the Hanukkah album. I think you could be MC Bot.
Well, see, the good news is I agree with Ben Shapiro that rap is not music. But that does mean that I don't have any interest in being on his rap album. So.
Oh, come on, Terry, you're killing me.
There's missing information there. If you read the stuff from that guy who said, I don't remember who it was, defining L's or whatever tweet it was, but he said
Defiant L's, yeah.
Defiant L's, yeah. He says you showed a tweet where Ben Shapiro says, music, rap's not music, and then another one saying, "Look at my new rap song," and made it seem like he was being a hypocrite.
And to be convinced him, yeah, I know.
Yeah, the guy who did the tweets, I liked all those tweets he did showing people doing things like that, but now I'm suspicious that he is really
just faking them.
He's faking all that shit because there's people change their minds.
He's a gimmick account, and he needs to make sure he keeps his gimmick going. So if that means fudging a few things, I'm sure he's not averse to doing so.
All right, so this is my take on the Ben Shapiro with the rap not music thing.
I don't care.
Modern rap isn't music, but my rap's fucking trash.
I would say typically for that whole thing would be like the popular modern rap, because there's still modern rap that comes out today that's not necessarily modern.
No, look, the only good rap is about Donkey Kong.
Nah.
You don't like the Poker Man's rap?
Not really.
All right. Terry, I talked to Crowder. He's willing to bring you on.
Let's skip this. I'm not interested in any of the other streams that you've got lined up because it's getting late.
Okay, fine. Damn, I can't do my shtick. Son of a bitch, making me Terry is on Mr. Adams Minions Night. He's on Hammer's Minions Night. He's on Johnny Hellcats when he does a gaming stream. He's on Frosted's The Corner, which is currently on hiatus. He's on Quippers United. He's on Six of Silver stream. He's here. He's also on Jack Gunsky's gaming streams when he doesn't have The Corner or any prior engagement. Am I forgetting something?
Probably not. I just assume that people know where I am. If you don't, just wait. I'll be on a stream eventually. You'll have plenty of chances to find me.
You're on a stream, you'll find him.
Yeah.
Turn around, spin around, do a dance. You'll see him. Hammer has his Minions Night, which is Wednesdays. Anything else you want to promote, Hammer, other than the Minions channel?
YouTube is is Wednesday night at 9. But also on Rumble at 8:30, we start a half an hour earlier for all the juicy stuff you're not allowed to say on YouTube.
Okay. This week is a paint drying stream.
This upcoming Saturday, is a paint drying stream.
Okay. Get off your ass and make another creepypasta.
I know.
Huh?
So Will does creepypastas. And he needs to get off his ass and make more.
Well, I branched out from just the pastas, so I prefer to call it just general narrations, because I mean, unless you want to say that Poe is the original creepypasta.
Poe is the original creepypasta.
I'm working on it. I know. Gotta do more.
Other than that, I have nothing. We will be back next week with first time appearance of Undead Ramen on our show. Hopefully she comes in, pop in for a few minutes. Not a few minutes, but an hour at least. And we shoot the shit with her. And the week after that, we have Spud Gun, which I find hilarious when I finally thought about it. President's Day is that Monday, and we're going to be talking to a British bastard. So that's fucking hilarious. Other than that, that's it. Anybody want to add a few words? Anything they want to say?
Nah.
Well
How
said,
profound.
Tari. Well said, Tari. Well said.
Thank you.
All right. I'm going to play the outro and get out here. Thank you guys for coming out, and can't wait till next week to do it again. Thank you, Hammer, for being here.
My pleasure. Thanks for the invite.
Always.
Bye.
Thank you, Will, for being on here too. Sorry, my bad. You're one of the regulars, technically. That's why I put you in the. If you look in the really quick, if you look in the description, you're actually with everyone else's stuff. Like you're a regular, unofficially.
Anytime I'm around and available, happy to.
All right. So playing the outro. See y'all.
Bye.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, our show has come to an end. You will never get by me, Trash Panda. We'd like to thank our guests for joining us, and we'd like to thank you for joining us. I will end your bloodline. You will not survive. We'd like to invite you to join us next week for the next installment of the show. You will never make it out of your life. I shall kill you.